Thank you very much for introduction and for allowing me to join your audience, share my views on writing, scholarly writing and publishing. I'd like to ask someone to interrupt me or guide me if my connection is slow or we have problems with streaming. So hopefully everything will be fine. First of all, thank you to organizers of this meeting, to colleagues who proposed my candidacy for NTSHA membership, and I am now full member of NTSHA thanks to my friends, colleagues in Lviv, who care a lot about scholarly writing, ethical publishing, and promotion of local or regional journals. Today I'm going to share my thoughts about my tips on publishing based on my own experience as an author, reviewer, editor, and expert of bibliographic databases. So we have to rely on giants in information to benefit and to succeed in international competition. So Olena Zimba, Vasil Lanchina, Oksana Stanislavovna, and Valentina Chopiak discussed the issue of scholarly promotion. And I'd like to share one of my successful articles co-authored by Olena Zimba and our Indian fellows. We published this article a year ago, and it's been well promoted on social media. It's an example how scholarly article can garner international attention on social media platforms. Those who use social media platforms benefit a lot in terms of not just scholarly promotion, but also in terms of discussing their scholarly works, visualizing perspectives, scientific perspectives, and also there is hard evidence that some of social media platforms generate numbers that can be used in evidence-based medicine as well. As you can see, this article was bookmarked by Mendeley readers more than 780 times, and citations also quite high, 100, yeah. But I moved to, sorry. Window. So, okay, I stopped sharing. That's strange. So which, a top, entire screen, which one shall I, a top? So entire screen. If you see my first slide, it means that I shared correctly. Now you can see my second slide, yeah? And now third one, sorry. But can you see my this particular slide? Okay, let's move on with this option. So I can, you can see this altmetrics slide, yeah? Okay, so now fourth one. Force. I'm changing my slides. Strange. That's rather strange. So probably there is something wrong. Can you see how I change my slides? Strange. There are more options. So full screen. Full screen for my views, but entire screen, a tab. Strange. That's because I'm not used to this. Yes, yeah. So which one? First one. Yeah. Your screen. Okay. So now you can see. And you can see. That's fine. Okay. Here is the main slide I wanted to share with the audience. That slide tells a lot about social media role in scholarly promotion. You can see that there is some sort of association between Mendeley bookmarkings, quite high, citations on dimensions, and also tweets. Number of tweets tells us about immediacy of scholarly promotion of the article. This is just one example. So there are some global editorial associations concerned with scholarly publishing, and you can see quite a lot of these associations. Hopefully your local journals will also join some of these associations, like Committee on Publication Ethics, WAMI, and Ukrainian Council of Science Editors. The last one is an example of ethical local association supporting and guarding local journals in view of their promotion and ethical standing. Without support of such kind of associations, promotion of journals and indexing by global indexing or bibliographic databases is quite complicated and quite problematic. Local journals need support of experts with years of expertise in the field of ethical publishing and writing. So hopefully some of your editors will navigate to platforms of these editorial associations and will take some tips for useful for promotion of local journals. The main editorial associations are presented here: International Committee of Medical Journal Editors and Council of Science Editors, American, US-based association. So recommendations of International Committee of Medical Journal Editors are widely publicized, and these are guiding tips for all. You can see my slides. I think there was again interruption. Sorry about that. So we should continue. So local I'm trying. Yeah, you can see my screen. Okay, so you see that some journals are adhering to these ethical recommendations. I'm going to talk about review articles. There are different types of review articles, including. You mean like this? Okay. So hopefully your editors will accept more hypotheses. These type of articles are also important, particularly amidst the COVID-19 pandemics. Some of your editors are well aware of equator network standards, how to structure systematic reviews, how to present a search strategy in line with Prisma guidelines, and how to structure review articles, narrative review articles based on my own recommendations. Editors and authors should be concerned with titles of their articles, particularly review articles. Some articles attract a lot of attention again on social media. Social media attention is garnered on altmetric.com and other social media aggregators. We attach great importance to these aggregators because without these aggregators, we cannot visualize immediate dissemination of articles via various social media channels. Authors should be well aware that titles with geographic keywords in the titles are not welcome by editors and publishers. When they structure their review, they should use keywords, and these keywords are available from medical subject headings platform. Some of fortunate journals benefit from mesh vocabulary, particularly Medline index journals, and hopefully there will be some successful local journals applying to Medline, applying to first PubMed Central Archiving, then Medline, and increasing visibility of their articles, because Medline index journals rely on mesh vocabulary. And this vocabulary increases visibility of articles, and visibility creates more social media attention and more citations. How we work with mesh subject terms, it's easy. All medics are well aware how to do it, but I'm not sure that most authors are aware how to use Scopus and other databases of Elsevier, particularly Embase. Web of Science core collection databases are also useful, and authors, editors should know how to work through these databases. Some specialist databases also exist. Again, awareness of local scholars not high in view of poor presentations of their local journals on these databases. I am very proud of closely cooperating with DOAJ and supporting some local journals for coverage by Directory of Open Access Journals. This is the whitelist of open access journals. Hopefully more local journals will be covered by this registry. It's a registry. It's also indexing service, because abstracts are also transferable to this platform, and again to increase visibility. You also have your own local citation index. It covers hundreds of local journals, more than 1,600 journals. So you have also fortunate journals with digital identifiers from Crossref benefit a lot from visibility on this platform. How we structure review articles? First of all, we need searches, and we need searches not through just one platform, one database like PubMed platform. We need to combine searches. And the same refers to social media. When we work with social media, we have to rely on not just Facebook or not just Instagram, but we should combine our efforts, and we should use several social media platforms: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and ResearchGate as a social networking platform. There are some acceptable and unacceptable references. I'm not going to discuss all these points, but the main point is to have on your reference lists, in your articles, widely visible articles with digital object identifiers, DOE. Where to submit articles, particularly reviews. Of course, some may submit to top scientific journals, but others may choose to search through SCImago journal and country rank. There are more than 60 local journals. You can choose those related to your field of interest. However, there are some difficulties with promotion, with targeting these journals, because none of them is in quartile 1. So citation metrics of local journals are relatively low. So those, particularly PhD candidates, ongoing research fellows, need to target Q1 and Q2 journals, and not many target journals are welcoming these new articles. New or ongoing research fellows often publish case studies, individual case studies, and these studies are also part of evidence-based medicine. They may change practice guidelines. Again, we need awareness of Carre equator standard to use it by authors and to enforce it by editors and reviewers. There are some specialist journals publishing case studies. When we talking about original papers, we should talk about structure, IMRAD structure. We should pay more attention to introduction, to avoid lengthy historical and epidemiological overviews in introductions. In methods, we should ask authors to highlight new methods, new tests. In statistical analysis section, we should ask them to present distribution and proper choice of related statistical tests. When we deal with cohort studies, there are different types of cohort studies. We should pay more attention to similarity or homogeneity of these cohorts. Most journals publish retrospective articles, and in these articles, we should ask to pay more attention to outcomes of interest, let's say disease or death, and also confounding factors. In all cohort studies, retrospective or prospective case studies, we should ask authors to correct for a number of confounding factors. Again, I'm not going to discuss tips on statistics. These are well known, but I hope that more and more editors and authors will rely on advanced statistical packages like SPSS, and particularly these are useful for editing cross-sectional studies, including survey studies. More and more journals publish more surveys which are considered as cross-sectional studies as well. And these are relatively inexpensive studies, data collected within short term, 2-3 weeks. And I'm sure that editors will particularly in the time of COVID-19 pandemic, will publish more online survey studies. Examples are presented here. Mostly surveys deal with knowledge and perceptions of respondents, patients, specialists, public members. And there is also information analytical study based on statistical yearbooks from ministries, from other sources. These type of articles are also welcome, particularly in the field of public health, and to visualize within a few years, within a decade, epidemiology or a disease spreading in different regions. These type of articles are also well welcomed by some journals. In discussion and conclusion, we should pay attention to limitations, and any article should have its limitations regardless of study design. In footnotes, we should ask to disclose funding from ministries for research projects, conflicts of interest, and also ORCID IDs, Open Researcher and Contributor ID. Spelling is like ORCID, but we should memorize this abbreviation and always remember about ORCID flower. So ORCID platform encourages all researchers to register freely with their platform and to attach all their articles to their individual ORCID IDs. So about Publons, which is considered as part of Web of Science group. Currently, we have more than 41,000 registered specialists from your country, but only 10 of them are prolific in terms of reviewing for index journals, and many other journals presented with digital IDs, digital object identifiers, and registered automatically by Publons platform. So reviewer comments are now also considered as publication units, Publons. So I encourage all today's participants to pay more attention to not just their authorship, but also reviewer activities. And in conclusion, two main points. Authors should be aware of global reporting guidelines. They should familiarize with global editorial standards, and they should adhere to ethical standards in view of authorship, conflicts of interest, funding, and choose target journals. Target journals depend on aims of publishing. You may publish in your local journals, but you may also choose top scientific journals like Nature, Science, Lancet, BMJ, etc. So over to our moderator.